So today we will be testing the Rune Rock's GP per hour with the new mining gloves, as their effect is a 1 in 8 chance to respawn the rock instantly when you mine it, which could increase your GP and XP an hour. With Rune Rocks, well, not only Rune Rocks, but other rocks as well. But I'm going to mainly be testing Rune Rocks. But first, we're going to go to past Jakey so he can tell us how many minerals an hour you can get from iron ore, coal ore, addy ore, and the new crystal, so that we know which one is the best to mine for minerals. Hello everyone, Past Jakey here, and I just did iron ore for 1 hour to work out how much ore I get and therefore how many minerals you should get in 1 hour. So I got 62,184 XP in 1 hour, and if we divide that by 35, which is the amount of XP you get per iron ore, equals 1,776 iron ore. And now iron ore has a 1 in 100 chance of giving you an unidentified mineral. So if we divide that by 100, we get 17.7. So you should get between 17 and 18 minerals per hour from iron ore. But bear in mind, I wasn't dropping my iron ore, I was banking it from this spot right here. So mining all 3 until I had a full inventory, and then banking. Also bear in mind that I was using a infernal pickaxe, which has a chance to burn the iron ore and just give me smithing XP, meaning I have to bank less often. And keeping with the theme of banking less often, this is why I wasn't using the mining cape skill perk, which gives you a 5% chance to mine an additional ore, and the same thing with the Varrock armor, which gives you an additional chance to get an additional ore. Now these additional ores that you get from the mining cape and the Varrock armor, they do not increase your chance, or they don't give you a chance to get an unidentified mineral. That's why I didn't use them. As you saw right there, my pickaxe ate the ore, but I still got a unidentified mineral. Just to prove, in case you had any doubt that it works if your pickaxe eats up the ore, just so you know. The more you know. Now I did just finish 1 hour mining coal, and I gained 29,337 XP. And since coal gives 50 XP per coal mined, we divide that by 50, and that means we mined 586 coal. And the chance to receive a unidentified mineral from coal is 1 in 60. So that's 586 coal divided by 60 equals 9.7. So between 9 and 10 minerals an hour from coal. So obviously iron ore is like the very clear winner. And if you wanted to know, I used these 4 coal rocks, let's say rune rocks. This one, then I'd go to this one, then this one. Then by the time I mined this one would have respawned. And in case you care, if you want to take into account the GP per hour while you're getting these minerals, coal is 132k an hour, and iron ore is more 236k an hour. So basically what we learn is iron ore is better than doing coal ore in like every possible way. Now as we get to myth and addy, like it's just gonna get worse and worse. Oh dude, the rune rocks, no one's mining them, quick, gimme. Oh no, he's on it. And in case you didn't know, if you boosting above 99 mining doesn't actually affect the rate at which you mine stuff, because it's capped at 99. So, yeah. Quick, steal this rune rock. Oh, yes, we actually stole it. Oh, no, my infernal packs ate the rune rock. Oh, well. And so, rune rocks, there's a 1 in 20 chance of getting an unidentified mineral from there. And there's also a 1 in 20 chance of getting an unidentified mineral from these crystals. So I was about to test mithril ore, but then I looked at the mithril ore price. Mithril ore is 178 GP. And, like, if we look at iron, for example, iron ore is, like, what? 124. Like there's barely an increase in like how much they're worth, and obviously you mine these slower, they respawn slower, you're gonna get less of them, so they're just gonna be awful minerals an hour along with awful GP an hour. So before I test adamantite ore, we're gonna check how much it actually is. This would be a perfect time for me to find it. There it is. Okay, addy ore is 1.3k, so I'm gonna test addy ore, test the GP an hour and the minerals an hour, and we'll see how it goes. And by the way, for this addy ore, since it's actually worth something, I'm gonna use a normal pickaxe rather than an infernal one, because I don't want to be eating up the addy ore, because like I said, it's worth something, dragon pickaxe. Also, since addy ore is actually worth something, I'm going to use a Varrock body and a max cape. So the Varrock body gives you like, I'm not quite sure on the chance, but it gives you an additional chance to get an additional ore when you mine an ore. And then the mining skill cape perk works up to adamant only. So yeah, so I'll use that and I get the mining cape perk so I could get duplicate ores. Let's get started. Boys, the rune rock, it spawned. I paused the time while I go mine these rune rocks, dude. You need to get the rune rock. Like, you can't just like not mine the rune rocks. Oh, I stole your runite ore. No, please give me the runite ore. Don't let him steal it. No, please. Oh, he did it. He AQPW'd me, dude. No, he got it. No. And someone stole my Addy ore as well. Finish this inventory. Now, as you can see, I did mine some Rune ore throughout, and realistically, if you were mining Addy here and you saw Runite rocks spawn, then you would mine them. But since I was focusing mainly or purely on Addy ore, I paused my timer whenever I went to mine the Runite ore. So I just ran back here to check the Runite rocks, and they spawned. So as you can see, oh yes, double Rune ore, success. And so as you can see, in that hour we got 204 Addy ore, which is, you see, 275k. So that's like decent, 250k, plus then realistically you would be mining the Rune ore at the same time. With all the Addy rocks in this area, you still need to hop between two worlds because they took it a bit too long to respawn. So yeah, 204 Addy ore, and since it's 1 in 30 to get minerals from an Addy ore, so we do 204 divided by 30, that means in 1 hour you get, yeah, 6 to 7, 6.8, so 6 to 7 minerals per hour mining Addy. So I guess the higher ore you get up to, just it gets progressively worse. So iron ore is by far the best ore to mine, but just for science I'm going to do an hour of mining these crystals, because these will be a good GP an hour actually. So yeah, 1 hour of mining these crystals, then we'll get on to testing Runite rock GP per hour. So it has just passed 1 hour. Let's go see how much amethyst crystal, same thing, it is a crystal, so yeah. So we went and got ourselves 72 crystals. Oops. 72. As price check, there's 72 crystals. Those 72 crystals, okay, they're 345k, so that's not very good. That's 345k in 1 hour. Ignore this is the GE price, but that's the accurate price. And since it's 1 in 20 for the chance of an unidentified mineral from an amethyst when you mine one, that means we mined 72, but actually that's a little bit inaccurate because as I used this, I had a chance of getting double, and I think I got double a few times. So let's go for 65 since I probably got a few doubles. So 65 divided by 20 equals, yeah, 3.25. So this is awful for minerals. You get 3 to 4 an hour on average. But it's RNG, you could mine these really quick 1 hour and then really slowly the next. So yeah, 350k an hour and 3 to 4 minerals an hour. Pretty awful. Anyway, the part of the video you're all waiting for. I've got all the minerals that I want or that I need. We're going to trade Bell on that. Make sure not to buy these ones, because these ones give a chance to make you mine the garbage ore. These ones do silver, gold, and coal. These ones do myth, Addy, and Rune. We want them. There we go. And also there's a common misconception that people think that when you buy these ones, they count as the other pair of gloves as well. So they think that using these gloves also gives you the effect of these. That's not true. They both have separate effects, so yeah. So we got our gloves. Let's get mining some Runite for 1 hour and see what happens. By the way, just to go over what these gloves' effect are. So for these particular superior gloves, when you mine a mithril ore, there's a 1 in 4 chance that the mithril ore, like say I mined this mithril ore, it will respawn instantly, meaning you can mine it again, and your character will automatically keep on mining it. Then with Addy it's 1 in 6, and Runite it's 1 in 8. So let's get testing. Okay, look at that, just spawned right as I started recording. So let's start the timer as I explain my gear. So we've got a normal dragon pickaxe because we definitely do not want to burn this up for smithing XP. We've got a Varrock armor, so that gives us a chance to receive double ore and also double the XP when you mine it. And then this, which has a 1 in 8 chance to respawn the rock instantly. And the mining cape doesn't actually do anything with Runite ore. The mining cape has a 5% chance to give you an additional ore, but it only works up to ore up to adamantite, so it doesn't work for Runite. Ooh, an elite geode, mate. Nice. There you go, Mr. Watson. Thank you, sir. Nice pooch you've got there. Might have to steal that one day. One day. Yeah, look at that. The gloves procced. Nice. So if you saw, I got an XP drop, meaning I got an ore. And then the gloves just made it respawn instantly, and I carried on mining it and got another ore. Easy. It might be able to do it on the same rock multiple times, but obviously it's a 1 in 8 chance per time. Dude, if I get it to proc twice on the same rock, definitely recording it. It will be so good, man. So good. Now I'm just saying, you'd think I'd be, oh yes, the gloves, man, they keep procking, yes. So you might be thinking I'm being scummy, and I will be a bit scummy, as in I'm going to try this again at non-peak time. At the moment it's 11:20 in the afternoon, or at night time, and so right now is peak time. Yes, I got the Rune ore, success. So right now is peak time and I'm still getting quite a lot of Rune ores, but again I will test it again tomorrow morning, like early in the morning, like 6 to 9 a.m. my time, which is pretty off peak time. It is the first 28 Rune ores banked. That's so rude. Gloves proc. See, that's the only bad thing about the gloves. is oh, okay, I got both of them. But they procced, but they procced and got like the rock to respawn, but everyone else can still see that rock, so someone else could mine it. Fortunately, I got both of them there, so yeah. Oh, dude, they just proc twice in a row. Okay, so that's possible. You can make the gloves proc one single stone like multiple times, but you got 1 in 8 chance each time, so it's pretty low chance. But it happened, dude. It happened. We just did hit the 1 hour mark, but I'm gonna finish mining this Rune. So how many trips did I think I did 3 inventories, which isn't actually that very good, but that's okay because the next time so there's the Orgon. So the next time I test this will be at non-peak times. This is at like the most peak time. So yeah, let's get rid of that stopwatch. Let's go to the bank and see how many rune ores we actually got. So 82 rune ores. Bear in mind it's peak times. I only started keeping track of spawns for each world like 20 minutes in. So if you put more effort in, so when I say keep track, I mean like if I went to world 27 for example and I saw someone mining them and then they got mined, I would note down, because it takes 6 minutes for them to spawn, I'd write down on my notepad the world number and how long, so like 06 for example, and I'd constantly be having a timer ran, so whatever the current time is plus 6 minutes being the runite or spawn time, then I would write that down on the notepad, then I would know which world to go to at whichever time. So yeah, bearing that in mind, we made 926k. That's not that bad, but I could have easily made like a mil, maybe a little bit more, with if I kept track of the worlds from the start. I will see you in probably 10 seconds for you, but in 6 hours for me, when I test this again for 1 hour early in the morning my time, being 6 AM. So here I am, 6:17 in the morning, like I promised. Yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine the runite ore in the mining guild. I'm going to note down the worlds from exactly when I start. What I mean by noting down worlds is like noting down the world and the time at which the ore is going to spawn. And depending on how this results, if it's like not so good, then I might try out the wilderness. But if I go to the wilderness, that means I'm risking these. And that's not very good, but at this, I don't expect to die. Even if I do die, that's just unfortunate and I'll probably lose these. But anyway, we're not going to test these gloves in the wilderness just yet. We're going to do 1 hour of runites in the mining guild first, so I'll see you in an hour. So that is 1 long morning hour of runite done. I don't even remember how many I did, but I started with 163 runite ores. And how many do I have now? I have... oh... that's quite a bit better. So yeah, 115 runite ores now. That's not much of a big improvement, but that makes it 1.3 mil an hour. Bear in mind that's in max gear, mining wise, and it's not in the wilderness. 1.3 mil an hour, that's pretty decent. Now then, I'm really interested in how much I would make using the wilderness rune rocks, since the last time I used them, I made 1.4 mil an hour, and that was without this. I forgot to wear the Varrock armor, and I wasn't using the mining gloves, obviously. So yeah, let's go to the wilderness and hope that I don't die. So I'm not quite sure the method I'll use. I'll probably just bring minimal gear. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that, dude. We got double ore and the gloves proc. Success! So just in case we didn't know, now we do know that both can proc at the same time. Double ore, and it respawned it instantly. Very nice. That was close, dude. That was close. So if someone logs in, I'm just hopping straight away. That's why I've got this open 24/7. Oh, this guy's totally about to die. What's this guy doing, dude? Right, I'll hop and I'll check back on him. Oh no, never mind, he just died. Please drop your rune out or gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, he dropped nothing. Well, rip. Oh, okay, I should probably, like, not be in the bounty hunter world. Whatever, dude, I'm gonna risk it. Wealth V high, dude, V high. I was just thinking, if you didn't have these gloves, I just realised how much of, like, not a difference these gloves actually make. Because you think about it, they just proc twice in a row. So, say they didn't proc there, I would just move on to this ore and then hop. Now, so then, I guess, the only thing that's slowing me down there is the hopping time and finding new rocks. Scary, man. And we are coming up on miner. Dutch miner. Coming up on 1 hour now. Well, I want to finish off this ore because if you were doing this like longer than an hour, you would finish off this inventory and then bank. So watch out, yeah man. I've seen all the brigades, big pure clan. Alright, so that's an hour of mining. Let's go see how many runite ore I got. Alright, so we used in supplies we used like 1 anglerfish and we used 5 burning amulets, which are 1.5k each, which means we spent like 10k on supplies total. I've got how many runite ores I started with. I had 278 before I started mining in the wilderness. Now we have that many, so I'll just do this because I can't maths. There we go. So we've got 147 runite ore from 1 hour of mining from in the wilderness with the new gloves, and that is 1.6 mil. Lovely. Well, I think the last time I tested this, I think Rune ore was slightly more expensive, and it was like 1.4 mil an hour. So yeah, wilderness rune rocks 1.6 mil an hour. Let me go sell these just to confirm the 1.6 mil. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure how much of a difference these actually make, since they just like prolong your hopping, since they just respawn it rather than straight up saving you time by giving you double ore. Well, that's more like extra money rather than saving time. But anyway, throw this in the G, they didn't sell. Throw in the G in the game, 165. Nice, 1.65 mil per hour. So yeah, that's nice. And yeah, I was very curious with how much extra money an hour you'd make with these, and apparently it's 200k. But I think back then it was 1.4 mil an hour, and Rune Rocks and Rune ore was like 13k. Let me check actually. Alright, so I just rewatched my video, and in the 1 hour I got 108 runite ores, and they were 12.4k each. And now runite ores are 11.2, but they can't drop much lower than this since they're bound to AUK price. So this will constantly be 1.6 mil an hour, assuming you have this and this. And I did get attacked a few times, which probably wasted like 8 minutes, but I didn't die, so that was good, even if I did die. So protect item and drop all your rune equals you save all these 4. So yeah, I just felt obliged to make this sort of video because I was really curious to how much more GB an hour these would give you. And now we know. So if you enjoy this video, let me know down below, and I will see you in the next video.